Hi, I'm Lloyd from Bumstead Bicycles, and I've been doing some reviews and things, and as you know, we really like here at Bumstead Bikes the Aventon line of bikes, and they've just come out with the new second gen Pace 500, and I found an article from Bicycling Magazine. Bicycling Magazine, tried, true, trusted, been around for years, and they've chosen to do a review of the new Aventon, and I just wanted to kind of go over the article and give my opinion of some of the things they've said about it. I'm gonna read the article here, some parts from the article, and we'll go. Of course, they're saying that it delivers affordable power and comfort. The comfort, definitely. That has been one of our best-selling features of the Aventon Pace 500. With its adjustable stem, wider seat, and the riding position that they put you in. Doesn't look like a beach cruiser, which most people assume. So just amazing on the comfort. And affordable power, definitely. With a 500 watt motor at 750 peak on steep hills, you've got plenty of power even if you live somewhere with extensive hills or you're a heavier rider. It's got more power than you need for most people. So those are kind of the first two things. One of the things for me that kind of stood out, they list all the details of the bike, and that's great. You can get that anywhere. But the reviewer says that as the popularity in e-bikes have come about, some models carry high 4-digit price tags, and an increasing number of models now cost over 10 grand. Yes, I mean, we carry truck bicycles. It's crazy how expensive some of these get, and most people are like, I'm not spending that. And then it says, if you aren't looking for the pinnacle of performance, there are still plenty of cheap e-bikes available. I was taught years ago, they're not cheap, they're inexpensive. Just a difference in wording. So I definitely don't like cheap, inexpensive. And so they said of all the inexpensive bikes they've looked at, the Pace 500 is an exceptional deal for riders looking to cruise the bike path, ride along the boardwalk with a partner, or roll around the neighborhood with the kids. Couldn't agree more. This bike at $1,700 costs, they're saying about $300 more than earlier versions, but that it's still one of the best values we've tested. And that the build, the features are on par with more expensive Rad Power bikes, Rad City, and again, a bike we also carry, the Electra Townie Go 7D. So I have compared this in my store with customers to the Townie. I've looked throughout, looking for other brands to carry. I've talked extensively with customers about other bikes they've looked at, and I couldn't agree more. Dollar for dollar, what you get, the value in this bike is amazing. Yes, there's less expensive bikes, but you're not going to get as much for your money. That's okay. You're on a budget. You don't want to justify spending $1,700? Fine. But if you're comparing all the bikes out there with similar components or similar ride qualities, if you can even find anything this nice in those price points, you can't deny the value you get on an Aventon, and especially this Pace 500. They also are talking about the styling, and that has been the thing that so many people, as they come into the store, comment on how much cleaner the looks, the graphics, the frame design is just. A lot of people are even commenting they can't even tell it's an electric bike. So definitely agree 100% with bicycling on that. They did mention cables, and on the bad side, and then this is on all electric bikes, you've got a lot more cables coming out of here. But I think overall Aventon does a great job of wire harnessing and integrating everything into the frame as quickly as possible. A lot of bike companies will route their cables all externally. as you can see here, still very clean. Yes, you do have a lot of wires. It is an electric bike, but as far as I'm concerned, it's about as clean a wire routing as you can get. Is the mechanic still easily accessible? Which, you know me, as a mechanic, I'm always looking at, okay, how hard is this gonna be to work on? Beautiful color display. It's accessible. They have an app for your phone, and they've added on older ones, a lot of people ask for a USB port. This one now has underneath a USB port, so you can plug in and charge things off of the battery on there. So a lot of really cool features on the new screen. Hard to beat. I've read reviews of other companies where either the screen doesn't have enough information, it's too small, hard to read, you know. As you can see, I've got to wear reader glasses. It helps to have a screen that's clear and easy to read, and I think Aventon's hit that right on. Another thing on the new Pace 500 that wasn't on earlier versions are the integrated lights. So it has an integrated front light and tail light on this model. And I really like the integrated tail lights. Clean, smooth, nothing just kind of hanging out there in the wind to break. Also, you know, all the wiring then is hidden. On the headlight, a little more exposed wiring, but not too bad. So I want to read to you then what Bicycling has to say about their new lights. It says the Pace also features front and rear lights powered off the bike's battery. And it says, though the beam pattern is not very wide, the front light works well for lighting up a bike lane or path when riding before dawn or after dusk. The Pace's taillights are now integrated into the seat stays of the rear triangle and feature a brake light function wired into the Tektro disc brakes. So you can actually, even when the lights are off, you have brake lights. If riding at night without street lamps, we recommend a brighter light for the task. And over the years of doing reviews of bikes, and you know, a lot of bikes out there have integrated lights, some didn't, and a lot of Aventons before this didn't have integrated lights. And that was always my thing. With accessory lights, you can choose how many lumens, how bright, something goes wrong, easily taken on and off and replaced. And I love the convenience of these. I like the brake light feature, the convenience, but you are limited. Now that doesn't mean, so you're riding somewhere like they suggest, there's no lights, you need brighter lights. Doesn't mean you can't bolt a brighter, more intense headlight to go along with these. So that way you can get the best of both worlds. You have the convenience of these being here and not an extra battery to be charged or worry about. But if you do live somewhere where you really need a lot more lighting power, add another light. Nobody says you can't have two lights. So, but I appreciated that they did at least look at the lights and how bright they are. And I'm finding, you know, when you go to buy accessory lights, everything now is compared in lumens as to how bright they are. And I don't find in the spec of most of these companies that they even advertise how many lumens the headlight is. Makes it hard to compare or know if it is enough light for you. So again, you buy something like this and you're not sure on lighting, you go out, you test it, and you can always add a light to it. But so far, most of my customers like the convenience of having integrated lights into the bike. In conclusion, I really valued Bicycling Magazine's review of this bike. I thought it was well thought out. I liked the fact that they actually test rode the bike and used it. I've read so many reviews where they kind of just list all the features like it's like right off of the company's website. They're not giving me anything that I haven't already found out. Here, just as an example, like on the headlight, they do real world testing of the bike. Those are the things that I value more than anything. Did they really ride it? Did they try it out? You know, what were their impressions? And I thought Bicycling did a really good review of this bike. Obviously, I added my little opinions here and there, and I hope you value that. And definitely look at their review totally and and that might help you to decide on some bikes. Thanks. If you happen to live in the area and you enjoyed these videos, please come in and say hi. If you're not local to the area and you're interested in buying some of the items we talk about, in the description below we should have links to the items. Thanks.